everybody, this is Alyssa from Mint Cards and Crafts, and today we are doing a post review. And this post review is of a kit that was one of my very first unboxings. I can't remember which one I did first, but it's one of my very first unboxings that I did. So it's been a hot minute since I've done this unboxing, and I finally worked on this kit. I've been wanting to work on it for ages. I finally worked on it, and I am so happy that I did this kit. Like, the colors were just fantastic, and I could not stop working on this kit. I just flew through it. And it was fantastic. Loved it. So this was Le Petites Miss Ocean from Oraloa. This is the original art right there. Fantastic. Love the colors of this. This is an Oraloa kit. It's from the artist Laure Phelipon. And it is a 50 by 70 rounds, 55 colors with 5 ABs. I started this on the 20th of August and finished it on the 27th of August, but I actually only worked on it for 6 days. I literally worked on this for a period of 6 days, and that was it. And I flew through this kit. It took me 23 hours and 52 minutes to complete it. So I worked on it, and that was over the course of 6 days. So when I said I flew through this, it was literally flew through it because it was such a pleasure to work on. Like I said, there were 5 ABs in it. We're going to turn on our overhead so we can get a look at the drills real quickly, because that gives you the color palette and the color spread. So you can see here, these are the drills and how many drills I had left over. This is blank because the drills were divided into 2 containers, and I used all of the drills that were in this container were used, and that's how many were left over. So we still have let's see, it's still full to about halfway full to right there when you look at them there. So a lot of drills left over from this, and I loved this color palette. They were fantastic, and I loved, the drills were fantastic quality. The ABs were a wonder to work with. I loved these ABs. So we had this beautiful 704 AB. We had also the other green, we had a 906 AB, so another beautiful green AB. Then we had a 307 AB, this beautiful yellow AB there. And then there was another 907 AB, this other beautiful green AB. So 3 green ABs. We had the yellow ABs. That was 4 ABs that we've gone over. And then our 5th AB was a red, or a pinkish red. I reordered my drills into an alphabetic numerical type order. Oh, yep, this pink, this 602 alpha, or 602 AB right here, this pink color right there. That was the last AB. So I reordered the drills into 1 through 9, and then A through Z, and then the symbols. And I reordered the symbols into symbols that kind of looked similar. So that way it was easier for me to find the drills that I was looking for in the drills, in my container. And that's how many I had left over. And plus there were a couple in these baggies that did not fit fully into the containers that I just put in there because I didn't want to toss them. So this would be the ones that fit into a couple different drill sets that I'll put back when I'm going through and splitting them, putting them back in my storage, because I do save these drills because I'll use them for my cross-stitch conversions, because I do cross-stitch conversions in rounds. So now we're going to take a look at this beautiful finished product. So this is what this beautiful piece looks like. And I was super thrilled because I had this awesome washi that actually had monstera leaves in it. And it was a perfect match because look at the feature that we have right here of these monstera leaves. These really extra large monstera leaves. Fantastic. This piece just brought me so much joy to work on. It was kind of one of those things where it was kind of like one of those rainy day kits to work on. And it was just so happy. It was so fantastic to work on. I loved it. And I love the color palette. So these greens and blues up in here were some of my absolute favorite colors. And I loved working on them. They were fantastic. And there's all 3 shades. There's 2 or 3 shades. Yeah, there's 3 shades of green AB up in this area up in here, in our monstera leaves. And I love it so much. I love being able to have those greens right up in here. And one of the things that really surprised me, because it's like we have all the shades of blue right here, but then this part right here is literally the same color as the background. And I questioned how that would work, because I was like, you literally have this color in the leaves is the same color as the background that we're going to have right through here. So I was like, how is that even going to work? Because like you're not having a difference in color, but it totally does work with how it comes out. And I mean, this was fantastic. This canvas did not have those super large guide circles. It was wonderful. The very, very light minimalistic guide circles. And then if we look at our Miss Ocean down through here, she was gorgeous herself. I loved her. She was perfectly done. You can see, like, I felt like the size to me was perfect. She had a lot of confetti throughout her arms, and her hair was so much confetti. But that's what gives the depth of the colors that you're seeing, and why you can see how much detail it looks like she has in her hair. That's what really made it stand out. And the fact that this is only a 50 by 70, but yet you're looking at it and you've got a fair amount of detail in, like, you know, it works. You can see exactly what you need to see for her face, for her arms. I love it. It's perfect. We have this cute little parrot right here flying, which I felt like was the perfect balance. And then like we have this gorgeous hibiscus in her hair, which that flower is beautiful, stunning. We have some pink ABs here. We have some pink ABs kind of scattered throughout her wrap for her torso and the wrap around her waist. The one thing that I do wish was a little bit different was that there was a little bit more distinction in coloration between her arms and her band for her torso and her waistband for her wrap, because that is a very much the exact same colors here and here as her arm. There was very little distinction between that, so it's like, minus the fact that we have this outline here and this outline here and then the outline on her arms, you don't really notice too much. You kind of like, you notice it, but it's kind of very subtle that she's got the, like, a bandeau there, and then her waistband here. It doesn't stand out as much as you would think it would, and that's something that's very subtle. But I loved her hair. I love the leaves that she has kind of scattered for around her wrist, around her shoulders, around her ankles, which is very much like a traditional hula style, to have those basically to have the anklets and the wristlets around there. That's very much a traditional hula style. And I loved the detail on her skirt. It really gives that her skirt really gives the illusion of motion and movement, and it was beautifully rendered. And I love these little, like, the little orange accents here. Really, those little one dots right through here and right through here really just give it that oomph and that detail. But I loved the motion that you get and that illusion of motion that you're getting with her skirt and that movement feel. It totally gave me that feel. And then, of course, we have the swirl, which is a green AB all the way down right through here. And then scattered throughout is like this little confetti of color, which is kind of gives it like this movement and motion feel as well, which was kind of interesting to do and did give it some interest. The background was not color blocking at all. None of this background was really any color blocking. There was some color blocking up in the Monstera, but all of this, you would think that was color blocking, but it's multiple shades throughout. So you're blending multiple shades the entire time, and that's what gives it this really kind of like beautiful soft look, because you've got like 3 or 4 shades of these pale colors. It was primarily, like, the entire background was primarily a blend of the 772, 746, 745, and 3078. These 4 colors that you see right here, those were the colors that we primarily had in the background. And you can kind of see, as we look at it, you can see how it would blend, and you would see that. So even like as we look there, you can see that that's not even color blocking. That's like 2 shades right in there. But it would be this, all of this would blend together. You'd have a little section where you'd have some color blocking, but it would be interspersed. Like, there's 2 colors right here. You can't really tell it, but there are 2 shades of color interspersed right through here. And it just really gave it this really beautiful kind of blending feel and this gorgeous look as we went through. And then you come down and you have like the water down here at the bottom. But this was absolutely a pleasure to work on. The adhesive was wonderful. The drills were pleasant to work with. There was and this washi is fantastic. The washi is from Color Oasis, which is actually a small shop based out of Hawaii, out of Kauai. So it was fantastic, like working on this kit and then and I got to use a washi that has stuck better actually than most other washis I've ever used. You can see how like these edges have not come up. This one has come up very slightly here, but you just stick it down and it sticks right back down, which is better than any other brand of washi that I've used. But that is our Petite Miss Ocean. And she is gorgeous. I just can't get over how beautiful she is. And this color palette was just spectacular. Like, I love her herself. She's phenomenal. But then I can't get over, like, the first section I did was this section right here with the greens and blues, and I was just like, this is a dream to do. I was just in heaven with the greens of this. And then I ended with this section because I work here, did 3 sections down and then 3 sections up. So my first section was this, which was a dream. My second section was primarily her right here in her body, and that was a very confetti heavy section because it was like majority of her. It was like this part of her, so most of her arms and most of her hair, and it was very confetti heavy right through there. So that section took me a hot minute. Then my third section, I was down into here, which was a lot of these oranges, which was a dreamy section to do as well. And then similar coming over here. And then this section here was another confetti heavy section, which took me a minute. And then the last section was very fast to finish because it was back into the rest of this Monstera leaf over here, and then the background up into there. And it went a little bit quicker, but took me a little bit longer than this one did because I had all of the kind of like the interspersed checkerboarding almost of those colors. But this was one that I did not mind the checkerboarding because they blended so well together to give us this background look. And I'm looking at this and I can't get over how gorgeous those colors are. And that AB placement of these greens is just phenomenal. Like, I can't get over this AB placement of the greens. I probably would have liked to have seen a little bit more. And I love the greens down here. And I like how the yellow was. I would probably have liked to have seen a little bit of like an orange AB, kind of on some of like the tips of this flower, or even like a pink AB on the tips of her flower dress. That would have been maybe something that I would have liked a little bit more of an accent rather than the subtle pink, because I feel like the subtle pink could have been more pronounced around the hibiscus flower. But maybe more of a pink that would have been down here as an accent on the skirt, and then like some of this orange on the skirt. I think I would have liked to have accented a little bit more because there's the yellow accents, but I feel like it needed a little bit more pop on her skirt because it's a subtle pop, but I would have loved to have seen more. But that's me, and you guys know I love bling, and I like all the bling. So it's a very subtle bling that you're seeing when you look at her skirt. You can see that right in there, that little extra glimmer and glisten in her skirt, kind of like here and here. But it looks phenomenal. This was a dream to work on. I had absolutely 0 complaints with it. Came nowhere near to running out of any color. And I loved it. Really the only complaint was like that I wish there would have been a little bit more distinction between her bandeau and her waistband and then her skin tones there. And because of the size of this, I love the size. This 50 by 70 is kind of like my happy place size-wise. So I expect, that it's going to look a little bit more pixelated because she is small in relation to the size of the canvas. But I completely, and you guys have heard me say, I'm fine with that because I do this because it's pixel art. So I expect it to look pixelated. There was a little bit of confetti in her arms, and that could have been cleaned up and could have been considered a little bit unnecessary for some of the confetti in her arms. And if that had been cleaned up, it would have made like the tattoo on her arm a little bit more distinct. Because that's something that did not come through nearly as well as you would have thought, because she does have a tattoo on her arms and a tattoo on her legs, but you can't really tell because of how small it is. I mean, you can see it's very subtle on here, but that's something that you can see there is very similar color between her bandeau and her waistband and then her skin tones. But that's something that I think they could have done a little bit different, a little bit better color differentiation, and a little bit less of like these orange tones around her face right here in this shading, and a little bit more of a softer pink here. Leave these the fabric the harsher pink, but then make her skin tones a little bit more of a softer pink. But overall, I am extremely pleased with how this turned out. I love it. I had an absolute blast with it. It had kind of turned into one of those rainy day kits where I wanted to work on it and I kept having it pulled out to work on, but I kept not doing it. And finally, I'm like, this is my birthday month. I'm going to work on it for my birthday. And I did. And I am so, so, so glad that I did. I had an absolute pleasant time working on it, and I absolutely love this artist's work. And this was my first kit it was my second kit that I worked on with Oraloa, because right before I did this one, I did one of their snacky kits, but this was my first big full-size kit that I had worked on from them, and I had a blast with it. Loved it. Now I need to do a square kit from them. But anyways, so that was La Petite Miss Ocean from Oraloa by the artist Laure Phelipon. And she was a dream to work on, and I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this, because she was absolutely pleasant and so much fun, and I love everything about it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.